Hey, welcome back, everyone. We got Odium support in the most indirect way from legendary Vanguards, so we are going to talk about it. I'd like to start the video off by saying I was finally able to get the Odium Secret Rare, which I'm really happy about. I've been looking for this thing for like 2 years or 2.5 years, I think we were at, but I've been looking for it for a while. I'm glad to finally have it for my deck slash collection. Uh, Also, we got Odium support revealed on Thursday, and if you guys did not see it, I highly recommend you guys check it out because it is literally a custom card that makes this deck so much better and does sort of change around some of the cards that we have added to the deck. But we'll just go ahead and get on into this. We're not going to take too long because obviously most of the deck hasn't changed. The ride line is still exactly the same with our Destined Timepiece and our Odium. The grade 3 ratios have not changed at all either. So we're still on our 4 copies of Animus, our 1 Twin Cast, our 4 copies of Distorted Bane, and of course the man, the myth, the legend himself, Anachronis Dragon. I'm really glad that he is still a big player in the deck because he's probably my favorite main deck art for this deck. On to the grade 2s where we have a little change. So we have the Dual Nation card. We're still rocking 4 of that. We have 1 copy of the. I completely forgot. I'm blanking on his name. The Instant Asunder Colossus. And 3 copies of the new Dual Nation uh, Nama and Samael, I believe is how you pronounce that. So, let's talk about this card because this card's kind of insane. If you watch the Overlord profile, this is kind of uh, this is similar to the Brant and Dragon Empire Dual Nation. This is just for Keter and Dark State. So if you have a Vanguard with a clan icon, which we don't, it gets 5k power earlier than otherwise you got to wait till your opponent's at grade 3, which is perfectly fine. So this swings for 15, which is really cool. And it's got 2 abilities. So the first is to counterblast 1, and you take a card from your damage and add it to your hand, but then you have to take the top card of your deck and put it face down as your damage. And then Energy Blast 3 to look at top. I believe this one is top 5. This is top 5. So top 5 to look for a grade 3 or greater card, except for the Regalis, of course. But this is a really nice addition to the deck because it's like having extra copies of this little guy in the deck. So I think it's a really good addition. It's also just like an aggression piece, right? So you can just call it out turn 2, and you can start thinning for your grade 3s, and then if your opponent like attacks it or retires it, you're not really that concerned because you have better rear guards to put out in the front row anyways. So it's a really nice addition to the deck. If you want to play 4 copies, you can. I'm only playing 3. Well, 1 because I couldn't find another one of these, and 2 because I still really like Instant Asunder in the deck. I think he's a really like. It's nice to have 5 copies of Anachronis in the deck. Moving on to the grade 1s, we've got 4 Tick Down has not changed. We love Tick Down. Uh, our newest addition to the deck, which is going to be uh, Mittergot Dragon, 2 copies of it. Why do they make these so hard to pronounce, man? But Mittergot is part of the new like cycle for the festival booster, which was on play from hand. If you haven't played another copy of him this turn, you get to get a persona ticket to your hand if you either have the right it in the ride deck or if you are on it, and then you can when you use the persona ticket to block, you get to soul blast to get an extra to move this to the guard circle, which is really nice. I'm still playing 3 copies of Avarice Arrestor. Avarice Arrestor and this can easily get like swapped around. Like you could play 3 copies of this and 2 copies of this, but uh, that is neither here or there. I'm just kind of content on the 3 Avarice Arrestor for right now, which is why I'm sticking on that. And of course, for perfect guards, glad to have the Gear Chronicle aesthetic back to the deck by having a really nice looking Arlem from Legendary Vanguards. This was the other big buff for the deck, by the way. Just having more Gear Chronicle triggers. On to the regular triggers. Red OT, you can play. I keep seeing people play purple a lot, and purple isn't bad, but I think your goal. So your goal is to kind of win the game, right? That's Odium's goal. Like I know that's every deck's goal, but your goal is to just straight up like turn four win the game. Like that's what you're going for. So purple doesn't necessarily get you there as much as you think it would. It just kind of helps you like stall out the game in the way where you're at least able to heal like one extra. So I like the red one because you can just stack a rear guard with a crit and your opponent just dies to that. Four crits, four more crits, three of these fronts, and four heals. Glad to have Aluru back. Um, we don't need the soul fronts because the soul fronts are kind of whatever. When it comes out, uh, don't worry about the new draw effect draws where they get like the extra shield because this deck already struggles with like going through its deck super quick. You just there's no reason to play the draw triggers in this deck in my opinion. But that is it for this one. Again, I want to keep this a little shorter because well we don't really have like too much to talk about. Once the new set comes out, obviously it's only one new card, but like once the new set comes out, we have a lot to talk about though because this deck just gets an insane buff from that. So thank you guys for checking this out. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.